everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome to the follow-up video from yesterday's monumental unboxing from the European Mint. Mrs. Backyard Bullion went out and walked the dogs and then came back and did a bit of yoga whilst I was struggling with that giant pile of silver. Now, if you've not seen the unboxing and you want to find out more about this, it's probably best that you start with that unboxing video. I'll put a link down in the description below. But today's video is aimed to give basically a bit more of an overview of what people have been buying. It's one of the really good advantages of being able to do these group orders. We get to see what's popular, what people are buying, and have a good look at some of those coins as they come through as part of these group orders. So for those who are still in the dark about what these are, this is not my silver. I wish it was my silver. There's an awful lot of it here on the table, but this represents a collective buying group that we've been organising on the Silver Forum from the European Mint to save people money on shipping and VAT, as if they were buying in the UK. It's a lot cheaper to buy from Europe. And that's kind of form a bit of the topic of discussion for the rest of this video as well, because with the change that we've seen in the UK government recently, with Boris Johnson becoming Prime Minister, and the rhetoric coming up now around Brexit, and the likelihood of a no-deal Brexit is significantly higher. That's going to have impacts on potential future group orders that we do, certainly into September, October. I don't really want to run the risk of falling off the cliff of a no-deal Brexit and having a very large tax bill. So we'll talk about that later in the video. But first, let's admire the wondrous pile of silver that we have on the table here. So all told, this represents about 6 weeks worth of buying from people on the Silver Forum, and in total there's approximately 700 ounces or so, I believe. I haven't got the exact figure in front of me. I should have had it on the printed out sheet like I normally do, but it's around 700 ounces. It's approximately £10,000 worth, so about $12,500 worth of silver here. People have bought from small quantities, 1 or 2 coins, up to very large quantities individually. So there's a huge array not only of types of silver in here, but also quantities for different individual people. So this group order seems to be hitting that mark in terms of people who want to buy loads of silver and people who just want to buy a little bit of silver as well. In terms of the diverse nature of what we've got here, it's actually not really as diverse as we've had in previous group orders. Whilst it looked horrendously complicated with all of these individually wrapped coins in these individual plastic bags, all told, there's not that great a variety of stuff that's on the table, which is very good for us here to organise. The vast majority of this order is formed by 2019 silver Britannias in tubes. You can see we've got, nearly over 200 of them here in the tubes, which is fantastic. They look great in the tubes, and they're very, very good, obviously, for British stackers because they're capital gains tax exempt. So if you do have large quantities of them, or if you're planning to hold them for an awfully long time, that's a really good thing to have. So we've got over 200 of those in one, in these different tubes. As well, the Royal Mint is actually very well represented weight-wise in today's unboxing overview. We've got some serious ounceage in these 10-ounce Valiants, which are stunning. These are probably some of my, I think this is my favourite 10-ounce coin that's out there at the moment. I've seen many different ones, and I'm a big fan of the 10-ounce weight. I think it's a great weight size to hold silver in, and these are absolutely stunning. I do have this sort of morbid curiosity about antiquing one of these 10-ounce Valiants, but I haven't got up the nerve to try it yet. I do think that the antiquing process would look incredible on this background here, on the knight, on St. George himself, the dragon of course as well. But I just haven't had the inclination to try it yet, as well with the radial pattern background on here. It would be pretty cool. If there's anybody out there watching and on the Silver Forum who wants to give that a go and sponsor it, then just give me a shout, let me know. I'm a bit dubious about doing it. I don't know quite whether it'll look good or not, but if anyone wants to ruin their 10-ounce Valiant, then just let me know and I'll give it my best shot to not ruin it. Whilst we're on the subject of 10 ounces, moving over to the Perth Mint, we have an array of different Perth Mint 10 ounces. One forum member decided to pick up 3 random year koalas, and he even specified what years he might prefer. And fortunately, the European Mint were able to accommodate with with the 2010 in the middle here, which is my favourite of the three here, the 2012 and 2013. Those are very, very cool as well. And, you know, decent price silver with a bit of history, bit of premium to it. Potential growth is fantastic stuff. So these are really good fun to see, with good old Queenie on the back, with the Ian Rank Broadley portrait, which is sadly no more on the Perth Mint coins. I understand they've moved on to a different portrait, but you can really see the size different from the sort of the Perth Mint 10 ounce to the Royal Mint 10 ounce. The you know, the size is quite significantly different there, and of course the portrait's a little bit different too. In fact, there you go, that's the new portrait we see for 2019 compared with the old one. So we've lost Ian Rank Broadley and we've gone on to this new sort of Jodie Clark portrait for the Perth Mint, which is very interesting indeed. So 10 ounces well represented, that forms a large quantity of the weight here. We've also got some cool versions of 1 ounce Royal Mint coins as well, some eclectic stuff coming out here. We've got the 1 ounce version of the Valiant, which actually, now I think about it, might be the best target for me to do some antiquing on to start with, to see how it looks. Really, really cool. Love these, and you know, they do look great, I have to say. You know, the quality's great. They come supplied in capsules from the Royal Mint. So from my eyes, this is a pretty cool coin to collect. We've also got some of the 2 Dragons coins, so following on with a dragon themed kind of bunch of coins here, but these never really lit the fire for me. I really don't like these 2 Dragons coins. There's kind of a yin and yang look and feel to them, but I think they could have been done better. They could have looked a lot better. So yeah, not too keen on those, but there's a few of those in the mix. And then the other Royal Mint coin is the 1 ounce Royal Arms. Now these have been the source of the delay that came from from the European Mint, and it was a delay from the Royal Mint to the European Mint, which caused the delay of the whole order. So it's a little bit ironic that we've got to wait for all that time for coins to be shipped from the UK to Estonia, and then only to be shipped immediately back to the UK. So these little coins have gone on a bit of a long carbon footprint journey, but you know, that's part and parcel of business at the moment within the EU. It's a bit silly and a bit strange. But by doing that, of course, it means that you know, the VAT side of things is a lot reduced for us stackers. So there are also some Canadian Royal Mint coins represented here, the Canadian Superman coins. I really, really like these. They are fantastic in the tube. I'm not going to crack this tube open because there is a buyer who's bought an entire tube and I want to keep that sealed for them. But there's a whole bunch of loose ones in these plastic baggies, and I really like these. They look great, they feel great, and they really do. You know, if you're a fan of the Superman genre, it's a no-brainer because these have really low premiums, made of 4.9 silver. Hopefully now with the Canadian Mint, the 2000, well, these are 2016, so they are a little bit older, but hopefully with the Canadian Mint coins going forwards, the Mint Guard technology is going to kick in and we'll see less kind of horrible milk spotting. But to my eyes, all of these ones here don't look too bad, I have to say. For 2016 coins, they haven't got any horrendous milk spots. I'm looking at some of these samples here and they all seem fine, so it's interesting to find out whether or not those will continue to milk spot into the future. We've also got some of the cheapest chips variety silver from the European Mint in the form of these Nui Owls. They are always represented in these group orders. Really nice rounds and coins, actually. I think are they coins? They must be coins. Yes, they're Nui coins, $2 coins, and they're just cheapest chip silver. I think they're the cheapest silver coin that's out there on the European Mint website. So there's always people who pick those up. Then in this pile of silver, we've got some other singles represented. We've got the 2 Dragons coin from the Perth Mint. Really like that. Very, very attractive coin indeed. Following on from the sort of Dragon and Phoenix side of things, we've got a number of small pandas. I think we've got some 2019s and 2016s somewhere in this pile. We've got a few American Eagles, 2019 Eagles. Really do like the eagle. If you haven't got any eagles in your collection, you need to get 1 or 2 because they look really good, and they're like really nice size as well. They're slightly bigger than a Britannia in terms of width and diameter, but they're pretty cool. 2 ounce Yales are in this order as well. The pox-ridden goat, which is Mrs. Backyard Bullion's favourite. Not as many Queen's Beasts actually as I was expecting as these. You know, maybe we're a little bit Queen's Beasted out, or maybe now the Royal Mint is distracting us with lovely new coins like these Royal Arms and the 1 ounce Valiants. People are moving away from them. Something to consider, which I think is interesting. And then over here we've got a few others. Oriental Border Britannia. This one is an interesting situation because, again, you know, the Royal Mint are coming out with other 1 ounce coin versions with limited vintages. And I have to say, you know, the Oriental Border was one of my favourite coins of 2018, and the 2019 version was equally as pretty, if not more pretty. But the 1 ounce Valiant really, for me, is setting apart from the 1 ounce Oriental Border Britannia. And I think, you know, I think this has got this one pipped. It's an interesting one. So we'll see if in the future, in the build up to Brexit, these outstrip the 2019 Oriental Borders. Perth Mint, Bird of Paradise, really very nice coin. Premium silver, but really good quality from the Perth Mint, as you can see. That's a very attractive coin. We've got the 2 ounce Bird of Peace, which is commemorating the 100-year anniversary of the ending of the First World War. That's an interesting coin as well. 2 ounce, so it's nice and chunky. It looks like a Queen's Beast coin, which is really interesting. So that's a very cool one to see in the flesh. And then we've got some Perth Mint Dragon Bars represented in here as well. These again are really popular. But again, they're being picked up in serious quantities. We've got something like 75 out of here. So I think it's interesting that we've got a big selection of Royal Mint stuff, but then Perth Mint outside of that really does become very popular and picked up lots as well. So that's a very interesting thing to think about. And then there is one last coin here on the table which is not silver, and that is this 1 ounce Platinum Britannia that you see here. Now this is for us, this is for the Backyard Bullion Permastack, and really happy that we've managed to pick this up. It looks to be in top-notch quality, which is really important. We had a not so favourable experience with another European dealer, goldsilver.be, around a Griffin that we got that was not in good condition. And nice to see that we've got that ounce of platinum that is now in pretty perfect condition. So that is fantastic, and I'm sure I'll be showing that on the channel at some point in the near future. So that is the overview of the orders. I hope you guys have got a little bit of insight out there about what people are buying. There are a few other little bits and bobs scattered in this pile of coins here, but in general, not a particularly complex order, but still a quite significant volume of silver that people are still picking up. Now, going forward for the rest of this period before potentially Brexit. I know nobody likes talking about Brexit and its implications, but we have to address the elephant in the room which regards these group orders, and it's the similar sort of situation as we were in the build-up to the original leave date at the end of March. If we have these orders outstanding and they have not been put into the United Kingdom, if they've not cleared customs by the time we potentially leave on a no-deal Brexit, it does mean that there would potentially be significant import duty bills and VAT to pay. So consequentially, what we are going to be doing, and this one is, by the way, an extended group order. This is pretty much 2 months worth of people buying. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold fire with orders with the European Mint and just do one more big delivery, which will happen in approximately 6 to 8 weeks' time. I haven't got an exact end date yet. It's going to depend slightly on some of the different coins which are coming out and their availability, but within the next week or two I will have a firm end date of when orders can be placed and included in this, with the idea being that we will be able to get this delivered middle of September, which gives us, the BYB household, enough breathing room that if there are delays with the European Mint, that things should be delivered in theory by no later than the beginning of October, at worst case scenario, first, second week of October. Then it's done until we know what's going to happen. And I personally don't think we're going to know exactly what's going to happen with Brexit right up until that week of the 31st of October. So that's what we're going to do. So if you are interested in joining these group orders, it will be a pretty significant wait if you place your order now to when you get your coins. That's definitely something you need to factor in. I still do believe that we offer competitive price service for essentially what this is. You can purchase this cheap silver as long as you don't need it in your hand straight away and you're happy to wait 6 to 8 weeks. You can get it at a decent cheap price and, happy days, basically. Think of it as vaulting your silver with the European Mint for the next 6 to 8 weeks before it's ready to be shipped. So that's where we are with the group orders. We'd love to know your guys' feedback on this particular order, what people have been what people have been buying, or what people have bought is what I was trying to say. And just let us know your thoughts on the eclectic mix that we've got here. the quantities of the different types of mints represented as well is always fascinating to hear people's thoughts and opinions on. And if you enjoyed the overview of this giant pile of silver and this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It really does help everything on our YouTube side of things. If you'd like to support the Backyard Bullion channel, then please feel free to head on over to our website where you can see our selection of hand-poured silver products, and any purchase that you make will be greatly appreciated. If you would like to see future videos from us, then please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you are already subscribed and you'd like to get notifications, you know what to do. Hit that alarm bell. Otherwise, I wish you all a fantastic week ahead. Thank you one and all for watching. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.